domestic or foreign. That is why your former king chose me to succeed him. I would never speak ill of your previous ruler, but in terms of resolve, I have the clear advantage. Presently, I'm spearheading a number of reforms. However, we are overwhelmingly short-handed for the tasks ahead. That's why I'm here, to recruit anyone with a talent that will aid the kingdom. What we require during these troubling times are not those who excel in peacetime matters, but individuals who can revolutionize this country. As for the talent, it can take many forms. If you can claim with confidence you are the best at what you do, come and stand before me. It doesn't matter your education or age, your social status, place of origin, ethnicity, or gender. You can't read or write? No problem. I don't care about your connections, how attractive you are, or the number of skeletons in your closet. As long as you can say confidently you're the best at what you do and there's no one else in the country who even comes close. If you believe that with all your heart, I say, come forward and present yourself. I know some out there are hesitant, wondering if their talent will be of any use to the kingdom. However, that is ultimately for your king to decide, not you. The determination whether or not this country needs your specific expertise begins and ends with me. I don't care if others have labeled your talent worthless. What are you waiting for? If your ability is determined to be an asset to this country's future, I will afford you every courtesy and look to you as my newest advisor. But perhaps there are some out there who are still unsure. Come demonstrate a talent that is unmatched by any other in the kingdom. And as King of Elfrieden, I will issue you a certificate of peerlessness and a monetary reward. Would that provide you with some incentive? If so, let me hear you! You may recommend yourself for someone else. If the candidate's another person, we are overwhelmingly short-handed for the tasks ahead. And entrust
laying the foundation.
This country is facing a crisis. Between the chronic food shortages, the depression, and an influx of refugees whose lands have fallen to the Demon Lord's domain, the Kingdom of Elfrieden is facing several afflictions. Additionally, our neighboring countries are watching us with eager eyes and are more than ready to pounce. Realizing the severity of the situation, your former king determined he was not up to the task and entrusted me to handle these affairs. True, if we were living during a time of peace, there is no doubt he would have made an effective leader. However, we live in an age of upheaval. During strife, less like a saint and more like a survivor. To the point, a ruler who's able to keep your families and property safe from harm befalling them, domestic or foreign. That is why your former king chose me to succeed him. I would never speak ill of your previous ruler, but in terms of resolve, I have the clear advantage. Presently, I'm spearheading a number of reforms. However, we are overwhelmingly short-handed for the tasks ahead. That's why I'm here, to recruit anyone with a talent that will aid the kingdom. What we require during these troubling times are not those who excel in peacetime matters, but individuals who can revolutionize this country. As for the talent, it can take many forms. If you can claim with confidence you are the best at what you do, come and stand before me. It doesn't matter your education or age, your social status, place of origin, ethnicity, or gender. You can't read or write? No problem. I don't care about your connections, how attractive you are, or the number of skeletons in your closet. As long as you can say confidently you're the best at what you do and there's no one else in the country who even comes close. If you believe that with all your heart, I say, come forward and present yourself. I know some out there are hesitant, wondering if their talent will be of any use to the kingdom. However, that is ultimately for your king to decide, not you. The determination whether or not this country needs your specific expertise begins and ends with me. I don't care if others have labeled your talent worthless. What are you waiting for? If your ability is determined to be an asset to this country's future, I will afford you every courtesy and look to you as my newest advisor. but perhaps there are some out there who are still unsure. Come demonstrate a talent that is unmatched by any other in the kingdom. And as King of Elfrieden, I will issue you a certificate of peerlessness and a monetary reward. Would that provide you with some incentive? If so, let me hear you! You may recommend yourself for someone else. If the candidate's another person, you will receive 30% of the reward. During these trying times, it'll be up to you to bring forth those who otherwise would not step forward. Also, if your talent is being the strongest one in the room, the best singer or something similar, candidates will compete with each other ahead of time, and the top delegate in each category will be selected, so do bear that in mind. Those of you who possess an aptitude, I'll see you at Parnham, so we may shake hands!
What was that bit at the end?
You thought it was too much?
Just a touch.
I hope it worked. We'll need all the help we can get.
You're sure? There's nothing that will change your mind?
It's made up, Father.
Understand the language. The fact that I can understand the language spoken in this country, and similarly that people here understand my native language, is not a coincidence. Apparently, this is some strange power imparted on heroes. Not only that, I can read and write the language of both worlds. Don't ask me how. It's like it automatically gets translated inside my head, and then I write it out. On that note, it seems no matter where you're from in this world, the entire population uses a single language. Which is hard to believe, given the diversity of cultures that call this world home. Out of everyone here, it looks like I'm the only person who has this auto-translate ability, so it may be exclusive to heroes. For instance, I can play recordings saved on my phone, but when I do, the only thing the people of this world hear is an incomprehensible language. It's all so strange. Someday, Licia, you'll be the ruler of Elfrieden. What I want, most of all, is to leave you with every tool you'll need to succeed. So after I've gone back home, you'll be able to manage all facets of this country. But after it's on the right track, I'll let this country handle the rest. Of course, you can cancel our engagement.
I know that's what Soma promised, but did he really mean it? He wants to find more useful personnel to advise him. But most importantly, what this country needs right now is Soma's leadership. The place you're originally from, do you have family there waiting for you to return? Or, you know, friends, girlfriends, anything like that?
There's no one.
He doesn't have connections to the world he's originally from. So, what if I become a part of his family? I wonder if that would anchor him here. Wait, if I create a fait accompli as his fiancée, then...
Princess, it's time to get up.
I'm already awake.
Princess? Is there something wrong? You're looking slightly flushed.
Nothing is the matter. I was just thinking about...
Today is the day. His Majesty is going to honor the 5 subjects who proved to be especially outstanding among the recruited talent.
Yes, I remember.
The king wishes for you to attend as well, so please hurry and get ready.
I understand numerous people responded to his invitation.
Yes, so many. The screeners were complaining, grumbling how there was no way they would ever finish.
I'll bet if Soma heard that, he would say, if you have time to complain, get back to work.
What is with that expression? Don't tell me you're having second thoughts.
No. I've made it this far thanks to my talent, but am I nervous about standing before the king and having to prove it can be of some use? Yes. After all, my skill is rather, well, you know.
You are in the presence of the king, and you will bow your head.
This is not my people's custom. I ask your forbearance. Respect must be deserved. Warriors from our tribe bow to no one but our master.
What did you say? Who, if not the king, is your—
It's all right. I'm the one who asked them for assistance to help the kingdom. We can allow some leeway.
As your majesty requests.
The rest of you, please stop bowing. If anyone here ought to be showing some gratitude, it's certainly me. Feel free to stand.
By order of His Majesty, the gifted and exemplary citizens of the nation have gathered at the capital. Those present today have shown they have rare abilities that set them apart from their peers across the land. We will now announce the talents these people possess and present them with their promised awards. Aisha Utgard, Dark Elf from the God-protected forest. If you would step forward.
Time for a little research. Dark Elves, a minority race within the Elfrieden Kingdom. Their people are known for their elevated combat skills. They live in the God-protected forest, which is said to be divinely guarded, and are allowed autonomy over these woods as its caretakers. They have limited interaction with other races and are extremely territorial. It's helpful being able to read remotely like this. This living poltergeist thing sure does come in handy. Pun intended.
Your Majesty, she excels in the art of combat. It is fair to say that her fighting abilities are unmatched by anyone in the kingdom, and we commend her for that.
The foremost military prowess in the kingdom. I have high hopes for you.
To be clear, you wish to honor those who can prove they are an asset to the future of this kingdom?
That was my promise, and I intend on keeping my word.
In that case, I do not want the reward. I ask you to hear my request instead.
Go ahead. Please tell me.
My people are troubled, for in the God-protected forest, the mature trees are weakening while the saplings are failing to grow. Please, sire. I ask you in case I do not want the reward. I ask you to hear my request instead.
Go ahead. Please tell me.
My people are troubled, for in the God-protected forest, the mature trees are weakening while the saplings are failing to grow. Please, sire. I ask you to lend my tribe your wisdom.
I'm not sure what to say. Let's see. Just making sure, you are thinning the forest properly.
Thinning? What exactly do you mean by that?
You should periodically cut down a moderate number of trees in order to maintain the woodland and promote new growth. Everyone knows that. Then again, maybe they don't. If you allow the mature trees to grow rampantly, their foliage blocks out sunlight, preventing younger ones from flourishing. If the forest isn't managed and is left alone, all you're left with are old trees that are thin and weak like bean sprouts. Once that's allowed to happen, the woods become vulnerable to snow and wind. And without sunlight, the undergrowth begins to wither. The soil can't retain water, making it susceptible to landslides.
Your Majesty!
Yes? What'd I say?
I humbly beg your forgiveness for my rude behavior earlier.
Huh?
If you command me to fight, then I will fight. Command me to die, then I shall. Order me to become your concubine, consider it done. Please, as soon as possible, come to the God-protected forest. Once you're there, teach my people about the art of thinning.
Sure, you got it.
By the sounds of it, things are getting interesting over there.
Juna Doma, you shall be next. Step forward.
Yes, sir.
Huh? What? I haven't forgotten my job, so stop giving me that look.
My king, this woman possesses unparalleled beauty. In addition to this, she has an incomparable singing voice. She may rightly be called the greatest songstress of our time.
A beautiful appearance and voice. God does have favorites after all.
I don't deserve such praise, Your Highness.
From the information I've been provided, the Doma family's ancestors were Loreleis, so a talent for singing most likely runs through her blood.
Loreleis. Legend says they were creatures from the deep, who beguiled sailors with their beauty and enchanting voices. The singing voice of a Lorelei. I would very much like to hear a song.
If that is what you wish.
I know. All of Elfrieden is watching. Since the ceremony is being transmitted far and wide via the gemstone, could you sing us something that will help to energize the nation's people?
As in something lively? Let's see. Several songs have been passed down in my family, but most of them are melancholy in nature. Honestly, I can't think of any energizing songs, but if I were to hear one, I'm sure I could sing it right away.
If you were to hear one, huh? Well, in that case...
My king, what manner of device do you have there?
I guess you can think of it as a pocket-sized musician. Right, are you ready?
Ready.
The song I played you is one from my homeland.
Does that mean the language I just heard is from a completely different world?
Yeah, since it's foreign to you, it'll probably be hard to sing.
No, I'll be fine. I remember the song phonetically after hearing it, so I should have no trouble at all.
You memorized the whole thing after hearing it only one time? Amazing.
Most kind of you. Very well. I will sing for this land. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to perform for the whole kingdom.
I should be the one thanking you. You have a wonderful singing voice.
I would love to learn more songs from your Majesty's homeland if possible.
I see you're as intent as ever on gathering intelligence from all quarters.
Valuable intelligence is worth more than gold. Information is the lifeline of any good merchant.
And has there been any news of interest?
Apparently, the King of Elfrieden is doing an overhaul of his advisors and recruiting talent across the country.
Seems he didn't think those musty dynastic retainers could fulfill his new agenda.
Certainly looks that way. Still, it's not like his is the only nation in desperate need of some fresh blood. That entirely depends on whether the person hiring can recognize a candidate's true value.
He displayed ingenuity and generosity in agreeing to the Dark Elf's request. As for the Lorelei-descended songstress, I look forward to seeing how he will use her skills to better the kingdom. Overall, not a bad start. However, the most challenging trial is about to begin.
We shall continue with Pancho Panacotta from Pote Village. Step forward.
Right! That would be me, Your Cernus. Pardon my clumsiness.
This man's talent for eating can be called legendary. While there were several applicants who answered the call claiming to have a true gift for gluttony, none could match this man's insatiable appetite. Furthermore, his search for food has been no ordinary one. He has traveled the world, eating specialties and rarities along the way. According to him, he has consumed just about everything there is to eat.
What? That's terrific news! Thank you so much for answering my call. I've been waiting for a person with your expertise. More than any of the other talented people here, I'm delighted that you stepped forward.
Your Majesty is delighted I'm here. You know, everyone, they called me Fatso and said I was a fool to throw my money away for the sake of eating.
They're wrong. Your well-honed gluttony will save this kingdom. So hold your head proud and high.
Are you sure about that, my kingness?
Yes. Your insight from sampling the specialties and rarities from all over will be the key to solving multiple hardships. I need your help, Pancho. Let me use your vast knowledge.
Yes, sire. If I can be of any assistance to you, by all means use my experience, please.
Hey, Marks. If there's a distinguished subject, this country has a tradition where the king can grant them a specific title, right?
Indeed, you are most correct, my king.
In that case, Pancho, I will dub you with the name Ishizuka. Back where I'm from, it belongs to an insatiable hunter and master of cuisine. I trust you'll work hard not to tarnish the name.
When the sight of King Soma receiving Pancho was seen throughout the nation, it encouraged the reluctant. There were still those of exceptional talent who had not stepped forward, but after witnessing how all manner of skills were praised by the king, they gathered themselves to Elfrieden.
Your Majesty, the preceding three nominated themselves, but the next man was recommended by someone else.
Huh?
And now, Hakuya Kwan Min, step forward.
Sir.
This man has exhibited a talent for intellect. It is believed that his knowledge and memory are unrivaled throughout the kingdom.
Who was it that suggested your skills could help out in some way?
It was the uncle I live with, sire. He said I was old enough to stop reading books, and should serve my country in a meaningful way, so he put my name forth. That's funny?
No, I was just remembering how I used to get that a lot myself, believe it or not. So then, what genre of books do you tend to read?
I do not prefer any one genre. I read literature, of course, as well as history, law, and military tactics. Assimilating knowledge unknown to me is my reason for living.
Interesting. In that case, how would you like to be a librarian in the castle library? You would have free access to books authorized to only catalogers.
Oh, that is most generous, and I graciously accept. Yes, I suppose that is what I would have said just a moment ago.
But not anymore, I take it?
No, I've changed my mind since.
Fine, then what would you prefer?
If you'll permit it, using my knowledge, I would like to underpin your Majesty's hegemony.
Pretty bold to use the word hegemony, and I wonder what he means by underpin. Does he want to be my military strategist? And you believe you're gifted enough to do that?
I would like to think I am.
You said that you changed your mind. Explain.
Begging your pardon, but since the ceremony began, I've been sizing your Majesty up, judging whether you were a ruler worth serving.
Seems I passed. What criteria were you using to determine if I was worthy?
It was dependent on whether you appointed Pancho. That was my litmus test. Even if you had not immediately recognized his value, but had appointed him for some future use, you still would have passed as a king. If you had judged Pancho's talent as worthless and rejected him, you would have failed. That was my line of reasoning. I never expected you to welcome him as you did. I'm pleased that I was wrong about you. There's no doubt your talent is sensing what this country desperately needs and seeking it out at all costs.
I will echo those sentiments. I also believe I know what this country needs during these trying times. But tell me, are you the sort of advisor who can help me get the job done?
I believe His Majesty must be the one to judge that for himself.
All right, then. Come to my chambers afterward. We'll converse, then I'll determine how much talent you have and how best to use it.
As you command, Grace.
And so concluded the first meeting between King Soma and Hakuya Kwan Min, the man who would later be known as the Prime Minister in Black. That evening, after talking late into the night, King Soma acknowledged Hakuya was a man of rare ingenuity and installed him as his right-hand man.
And lastly, we have Tomoe Inui of the Mystic Wolves. Would you step forward?
Right!
She's quite unique. This girl has the unusual talent of being able to commune with both birds and beasts.
Oh?
To verify this ability, we had her taken out to the royal stables. There, she revealed both the health statuses of the horses and their histories. According to her, she ascertained the answers from the animals directly, making her gift truly heaven-sent.
The land of the Mystic Wolves. That's way to the north of Elfrieden. Wow.
Yes. As far as I'm aware, there are no other mystic wolves residing in the kingdom.
Which would mean that there's a good chance she's a refugee. It doesn't make any difference to me. She has an aptitude and I'll make good use of it. But the question is, how do I make the most of her talent?
My king? Excuse me?
What's wrong?
Nothing. Actually, there's something that I need to tell you.
Sounds like it's very important. Please, go ahead and say your piece.
Right? As it happens...
Sorry. You'll need to speak up a little or I won't be able to hear.
Well, you see...
No problem. I'll come down there to you. See, now you don't have to raise your voice so much. There's no reason to be shy.
Yes. The truth is...
吹き抜ける風世界を駆け抜け出会うはずのない僕らを繋いでく誰にも見
Common to, and the one that I came from. Back in my world, monsters are not seen as people or animals. They're basically a separate class of creature. Things are different here. You fall into both categories. Some are seen as people, some as animals. To be more specific, humans, elves, beastmen, and dragonutes all exist under the label of mankind. As for the wildlife, even though they look like dinosaurs, giant lizards are seen merely as common reptiles. An ant the size of a person isn't the least bit shocking, and man-eating flora are still regarded as simply plants. Incidentally, dragons are known as god beasts and are treated differently. The reason they're not called monsters is because they're incorporated into the world's ecosystem. So Jelens, a slime creature which to me looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, are treated here as a common animal with an important role to play. So what does qualify as a monster here? Mostly creatures that look like fusions of various animals. Among their ranks are many beings that are relatively human-like in form, but no different from a common beast in terms of intelligence. Or so I thought when I started recruiting talent, until a mystic wolf girl responded to the call and told me something that threatened to shake this world to its core.
したもの一度きりで元には戻せないのでしょうか横並びの雲が目を離した
See? Now you don't have to raise your voice so much. There's no reason to be shy. You're absolutely sure?
Yes.
Have you told anyone else about this?
No one. I mean, besides you and my mother.
Remain calm. Keep breathing normally. Don't let anyone see how shaken you are. Your request has been duly noted. While I cannot promise you anything, I'll consider it. Oh, Marks.
Sire?
Her talent's truly a unique one. I'll need some more time to reflect on how to effectively use it. We'll have a discussion on it later.
As you wish, Your Highness.
My capable guests. For answering my summons, I'm eternally grateful. I ask you now to lend us your aid in reviving the kingdom. Please.
Yes, sire. So, you said you wanted to talk to me about something that was important?
Back in the chamber, when she whispered to me, is it possible anyone in the audience heard her?
I know I didn't hear anything.
No, she was speaking far too quietly, sire.
My ears didn't pick up a single word either.
Sounds like there was no danger that it went over the gemstone broadcast then.
I don't think we have to worry. You shouldn't be sensitive enough to pick up whispering. Whatever she said to you must be serious if you're this concerned about it getting out.
Yeah. So she can converse with the animals. You heard that part, right?
Yes.
Not only does she know what they're saying, but somehow they're able to understand what she says in return. It's no stretch to call her talent phenomenal.
Yes, even more so because she can also speak to demons.
Up to this point, it was thought the monsters of this world possessed intelligence equal to that of an animal's. However, among the Demon Lord domain's ranks were those who acted in teams, using weapons and magic, and behaving almost as though they were no different than people. The humans began referring to these particular beasts as demons, to distinguish them from the others. True, these demons were different from other monsters, but despite being able to demonstrate intelligence, there was still one crucial component that separated them from the other races and breeds of the land. Demons could not be understood. Their language was unlike any tongue used by the rest of the world. Unintelligible.
You spoke to a demon?
But that isn't possible. No one can understand what demons say.
Tell us everything that happened in detail.
Well, the demon I spoke with in the woods was pretty short. And he had a face that looked pretty much exactly like a dog's. I went into the mountains to pick wild vegetables. That's where I ran into him. Before I could think, I yelled out, "Help!" Then, to my surprise, he said, "You can understand me?" He seemed as shocked as I was. My guess, he must have been a scout. At least, that's what it looked like he was doing. He said we had the same scent. I couldn't bear watching you die. Go on and run away, quickly! And so that's what I did.
Meaning a demon actually showed sympathy?
It's possible this was an isolated event, and only a handful of demons would let a mystic wolf escape. But even if it's only a fraction, there are demons we can communicate with, which could alter our situation dramatically.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying we can negotiate with these demons and take back the lands lost in the war?
It would be nice if things took a turn in that direction. But as of this moment, the nations of mankind are joined together facing off against the Demon Lord's domain. Simply because the demons are seen as our enemy, one that is irreconcilably at odds with us. As soon as people learn we have a way of communicating with their kind, there's a big chance one or more nations around us will try and forge an alliance with them.
No, they would never do that.
I'm no expert, but our worlds have similarities. There are conflicts between nations here, aren't there? Those who would want to gain the upper hand.
Yes, just to the west of us. There resides the Principality of Amadonia. Under our previous king, we had a conflict with their country.
In an effort to keep Demon Lord's domain from spreading, we are all working hand in hand with the Grand Chaos Empire leading the way. However, mankind is not unified or immune from warring with itself.
You're right. There are those who'd exploit her power.
But I'm only bringing up one possible scenario since there really is no telling what would ultimately happen. After all, communicating with demons was thought to be impossible. The fact that we can is sure to shake up this world. We have to be cautious about this.
Very much so. We can't afford a word of this to leak and become public knowledge.
Exactly. But most importantly, the kingdom has to safeguard her with all the tools at its disposal.
You mean protect me?
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, you're far more important than even I am. You could shift the tide of this war and change the relationship between mankind and demons.
No way, me? Surely you're exaggerating a little.
I'd like a royal guard to watch over her. Will you see to it?
As you wish.
One concern, if we surround her with knights, would that not arise greater suspicion?
Very true. One minute she's a simple peasant girl, and the next thing you know, she's surrounded by the royal guard. People will inevitably think there's more at play.
You're right. Someone might get suspicious and start snooping around.
In that case, why not simply welcome her into the castle as royalty?
Huh? We can do something like that?
Of course. It's not usually difficult. Your Majesty would simply adopt her, but seeing how you're not yet wedded to Princess Lycia, it's not possible right now. And speaking of the wedding, preparations would take more than a year to complete.
Well, that's that.
I wasn't trying to rush it.
Anything else?
Your Majesty could take her as your secondary consort.
A consort? Are you insane?
In this kingdom, the law states for a child to be a princess consort who is in line for the throne, her standing must be that of a knight or better. But as long as she's not a princess consort, there should be no problem.
Yeah, that's not the issue here. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
Perfect! That is well within the allowable range, Your Majesty. And for a political marriage, not exceptional.
Even so, that's far too young.
It's not like I need you to convince me. And why can't the previous king and queen adopt her?
Yes, I suppose that would work.
It absolutely will. I've always wanted a little sister.
Wait a minute! I'm sorry, but I'm not so sure about this. 'Cause I already have a family of my own. My mother and brother are waiting for me back at the refugee camp.
It's all right. You see, Tomoe, it's more of a formality just to make sure you're well protected. If you become my little sister, your mother and brother will also become my relatives. They'll be able to live here in the castle with you.
Well, in that case, I agree.
Marks, we'll have some time to pass before the adoption, and then we'll make the announcement. If we rush into this without warning, it'll look strange and pretty much defeat the whole purpose.
A wise decision, Your Majesty.
In the meantime, I would still like to keep her safe.
You wish to give Miss Tomoe a role, which would require her to stay within the castle, correct?
I do.
Let's see. Then in recognition of her ability to talk to animals, how about putting her in charge of the horses that draw Your Majesty's carriage?
Great idea. Let's go with that. Sound okay to you?
Oh, yes!
So, what exactly is going on here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm sewing.
That part I get, but I'm wondering why you're doing it in my room.
I had some downtime and needed some place to relax. Everyone in the State Affairs office is working hard.
Why don't you just have my father give up his room already? So you can use it as your own.
Maybe. And again, for efficiency's sake. It's probably better for me to sleep in the office I have to work in every day.
Dear There are definitely other rooms in the castle.
By the way, what has Tomoe been up to? Ever since she got here, you've been doting on her like a big sister.
Lately, my mother has taken a liking to her. She won't leave her side. Sure, Tomoe was a little hesitant at first, but now she's delighted to have a second mother, so I guess everything worked out fine. It's okay, you may enter.
Just, don't read anything into this!
Seriously? He's back already?
Yes, and should be waiting for you in the reception room.
No time to waste, Licia!
Hey!
Welcome back, Poncho. So, was the expedition successful?
Oh, very. In large part because you let me use the Royal Wyvern for traveling. I was able to hit every one of my locations faster than I expected. I gathered pretty much every type of food I was after without any complications.
Wait, you mean you also lent him the hero sack?
That's right. It's far bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside. Plus, whatever you store inside it is less prone to spoilage. The perfect tool for gathering food.
You mean the same satchel that's part of our hero gear collection, one of the kingdom's crown treasures? And you're using it to haul around a bunch of... We'll move past that. What do you've got planned anyway, going through such lengths to send them out and gather food?
What do I have planned? Something that'll do the kingdom a little good, I hope.
I hope that everyone in the Elfrieden Kingdom is having a great day.
I do as well.
And this is the King's Brilliant Lunch, a program meant to provide information directly from Parnham Castle to you, the people of this nation. Or we can just shorten it to the King's Brill Lunch. I'm your host, Juna Doma, and with me...
I'm Pancho Panicotta, connoisseur of eating and all things food.
We're only addressing the entire kingdom. There's no reason to be nervous.
Well, the thing is, I'm not used to presenting to a crowd. As a born entertainer, I'm sure this must come natural to you. I'm really quite envious, Miss Juna.
It's true, I'm no stranger to entertaining large audiences. Speaking of which, whenever you're in Parnham, you might want to visit Lorelei, the cute cafe where I work, and say hello. I sing there from time to time, so stop on by if you're around.
If we could refrain from any blatant endorsements. And now then, to go into the specifics of the show, we'll now give the floor to this gentleman. You know him as Elfrieden's 14th king, His Majesty Soma Kazuya.
The truth is, I haven't actually been crowned yet, so technically I don't deserve the title. Hey, greetings. I'm acting ruler of the nation, Soma Kazuya. And as you're probably aware, the country is suffering from a massive shortage of food. As the chief administrator, it's I who should be held responsible. I apologize to you, the people. While we're moving forward with a plan to immediately increase our food production, it will take time and I ask you to be patient. Until it's resolved, we will keep making regular broadcasts. Our goal is to educate and inform. We'll introduce new foods, a few of which you may not be accustomed to eating, but are quite plentiful, as well as the different ways to prepare them. And to prove these strange items are delicious, I've arranged a panel of blind taste testers who have not been informed beforehand what sort of dishes are being served to them today.
Okay then, let's get started, shall we? Pancho, why don't we reveal the first food you have for us?
Of course. Our first dish is...
I thought we were tasting food. You're not gonna serve that to us, are you?
Hope you're all hungry.
A perfectly reasonable reaction considering its appearance, but as a coastal dweller who's eaten these creatures before, trust me, they are quite yummy.
Juna, you ate one of these and actually liked it?
Yes, they are a traditional delicacy back in my homeland.
not gonna lie, that's starting to smell pretty good.
All right, go ahead and try one.
It's delicious, whatever it is!
Hey, you're right! This really is yummy!
Whoa, those are pretty tasty! One serving isn't enough.
Would you mind if I helped myself to one as well, sire?
Please, be my guest.
Oh, so good!
They're incredible! They're so full of flavor, aren't they? When you bite through the crispy coating, inside's the octopus, and it's so juicy.
Daddy, we caught a whole bunch of octopuses in our net today, didn't we?
Sure did. Usually we toss them all out, but let's give them a try.
Moving right along, here is our next food item.
I know these. They're tree roots, right?
They don't look all that tasty if you ask me. Are you sure that we can even eat them?
You've never had a burdock root before?
It sounds like you're familiar with these, Aisha.
It's hard for me to imagine anyone wanting to chew on a root.
Well, in the forest, you have to cook and harvest whatever nature provides, otherwise you won't survive.
I had no idea.
A little salt here. A little sugar there. All right, it's chow time.
They're crispy, and the salt lends them a lot of extra flavor.
When I bite into one, the oil comes off and mixes together with the sugar, giving off an explosion of sweetness that tantalizes the taste buds.
I can't wait until my mother gets a chance to try these snacks.
When you eat both kinds at once, they're sweet, salty, and oh so good! Your Majesty, do you have any more of these?
From what I've seen, Aisha sure seems to be content, huh, brother?
Yes, it appears so.
You'll understand why I cooked the next meal ahead of time after you see it.
You do not expect us to eat insects.
Funny, I could have sworn you were just telling us how you had to eat everything in the forest to survive.
And for some reason you assumed that extended to bugs? You would have to be mad to eat these.
That hit the spot. And it's like being back home. Yeah, being boiled locust.
Being boiled? So did you use some kind of extract?
Precisely. I primarily seasoned them using a combination of both mash water and sugar.
Never heard of it.
Mash water is a condiment. I find that mystic wolves greatly enjoy the flavor. More specifically, it's referred to as bean mash water, which is made from salting beans to ferment them. They continue skimming layers of liquid that forms during the process, and after fermenting it, you end up with mash water. Both of them are extremely unique flavors not typically known or available in the kingdom, truly.
In other words, the bean product is miso, and the mash water is soy sauce.
Soma, you're really going to eat that? Wait, are you crying?
I can't stop myself from tearing up. This is, yep, a flavor from my homeland.
Insects are a dish in your world?
With every bite, the flavor of Japan spreads throughout my mouth. Not only does this world have soy sauce, but miso too. I no longer have to dream about the flavors I love so much being only a memory.
Pardon, Your Majesty. I don't mean to interrupt, especially when you're so moved. But would it be all right if we continued to the next dish?
Huh? Oh, yeah. My apologies. On with the show, as they say.
We can't wait, Pancho. What do you have for us next?
Ah, yes. I think this one will surprise you.
¿Sí, Mitch? No.
¿Por qué pones esas? ¿No te incomoda?
No, son mis favoritas. ¿Y el Alan, Mitch? Sí. No, que sabe. No, es que sí le da fuerte el Infinity.
¿Y tú no le das fuerte?
No, sí, pero me da risa como le da el Liti. ¿Qué Liti va a hacer boxear? ¿No estaba la Alan arriba?
Bájale. Bájale, chatita.
¿Dónde?